All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Spaceball Podcast. We're back for week number or episode number what, five, six? I
Let me
think.
check here.
I think it's five. I think the last one was four.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, this is number 5.
Number five. Wow.
We
Already.
should really start numbering them.
Yeah. I mean, it's numbered whenever I post it. It's like episode one, episode two, episode three. But
Yeah, on Spotify it doesn't show up. It just shows
yeah.
up with the name that we set to it.
Yeah, I think I can change the name. I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
I think you can do it in post.
Some groundbreaking news recently, though, that I'm hyped for. I know you are too. CS:GO 2.
Oh yeah, that has come out in the past week.
The new evolution of esports gaming, I think. I mean, I know it's going to be a huge esports game. It already is, but like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm excited. CSGO's finally getting some life back into it from the US players,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Screw those EU players for having control over CSGO for so long. It's our time.
Well, what's funny is that sentence could have gone anywhere in the past week.
Well, how do you say that?
Because there was the Putin and the CCP leader had a meeting in Moscow and signed a bunch of treaties about money.
Okay.
And that has some very big effects as to what happens.
Yeah.
There was the TikTok ban that the hearing was.
Dude, I saw some clips of that. That dude.
He grilled
That dude-
them. They didn't grill
oh.
him. They didn't grill him. Yeah, he grilled them.
It was like a 1v like 200, and that dude just
Yeah.
walked in there, put his nuts on the table, and said,
Well,
"Fuck
evidently.
you."
So you heard how many registered TikTok users there are in the United States, right?
Probably a lot. I don't know.
There's
I
a-
don't know.
They said around 150 million. That's half the population.
Yeah, I mean everyone uses TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now, that's pretty.
Well, so that means that there's 150 million people who don't want to see that app go away.
yeah,
And they're talking about supposedly sometime this week they were going to try and just kind of like force this bill, which this bill is it's awful.
I haven't read
It's
into
like,
it or anything.
So you know how after 9/11 the US responded with the Patriot Bill, which was like, hey, we can monitor what you're doing now because we feel like it's necessary to do that.
Yeah,
That's how Snowden and all of that eventually happened, is because he found out that's what they were doing under that bill, and he released it all.
yeah.
Yeah, this bill is like the Patriot Act 2.0. You can be fined for using a VPN under that bill.
Wow. Even just
Yeah.
like your average, just
Yeah, like me,
Proton VPN.
I use a VPN, like, just so that my work doesn't see how much TikTok I'm watching.
Well, there may be two legal consequences for that action right there: being on TikTok and having a VPN.
I mean, my job is mostly being on Facebook, so I can just watch Facebook Reels all day.
Yeah.
If I wanted
okay,
to.
that's another thing though. I mean, that's why
Yeah,
I don't really care if TikTok gets banned,
Well,
honestly, because there's just gonna be
I
another
care.
one. Why?
Well, so there was one of the points that stuck out to me, which is name all of your big social media companies, and they're all stateside.
Yeah.
Like, there's no social media company that's largely known that's not
Worldwide,
stateside.
Yeah, like an EU social
And-
media. That's not. Yeah.
And also, the TikTok company has 2 headquarters, so it wouldn't even matter if TikTok got banned. They would just re-release TikTok for state use only.
Yeah.
And then
There's
and then
ways
you
around
you
it.
use that illegal VPN to watch what everyone else on TikTok views. But it's also, if they're the only social media company that came out and said we will not suppress people. Like, we have this platform for the opposite of suppression.
Yeah, but I feel like TikTok kind of suppresses a lot of stuff anyway.
I don't think
A lot
so.
of stuff. I mean, they're pretty strict about banning, dude. They ban. Like, you
They
just
ban
make a
who?
comment on someone's post, or say something
I've
that
made-
is kind of disrespectful, and boom, you get banned.
I don't know. I made some disrespectful comments on TikTok,
I mean, yeah, there's always gonna be them, but I'm just saying.
but
they
I
take
guess
that
it
shit
depends on what
serious.
language you you use. You know, there's words that hold more weight than other words.
Actually, though, you know what? You used to not be able to say. You used to like not be able to curse or anything. Like Instagram or not Instagram, TikTok DMs and stuff. Like you used to not be able to say fuck. Like it would ban the message and say inappropriate. But now you can do that. It's weird.
Yeah,
They,
I feel like they were. I feel like they used to be more strict
yeah.
than they are now.
After thinking about it, yeah, you're kind of right.
Like
I agree. Like here, I'm gonna go
like
send Jay a
Twitter.
message.
Twitter is bad. I mean, it's gotten better with that since ownership changed, but it's not. Definitely
I don't
isn't
know. Twitter.
free speaking.
say,
I mean, what's funny is that so we'll take Twitter, right? What you type, horribly suppressed, right?
Yeah.
What photos you put, nothing.
I sleep.
Do you know how many threads I see? And it's like, or it wouldn't even be a thread. I'll see like, so Jordan Peterson accidentally retweeted Chinese porn.
Heck yeah.
It was some BDSM stuff, and the dude had a cock pump.
Heck yeah.
And he was like, "This is." I forget what he said, but it was like, I looked at it. I'm like, that is. It's like like the whole scene is like covered in blood, so it looks like a Snuff remake, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's porn.
Hey man, Jordan Peterson, he's just probably into some weird stuff. Don't judge. It's like when Dan or who was it? Was it Dan Crenshaw that tweeted out porn or retweeted something that was porn. It was some like
I don't know.
legislative member, I think of Texas. I think it was like some. Hold on, I gotta Google this now. I gotta figure this out.
I gotta figure this out. Well, speaking of Dan Crenshaw, yeah, did you see what he said over the TikTok thing? Because he got roasted by the CEO of TikTok too.
Maybe it was Dan Crenshaw. Never mind. I don't know. There's somebody he tweeted was porn, and then everyone thought it was funny.
Sorry, because it is. Yeah. And so Dan Crenshaw said, under the Chinese, so this is Chinese mainland law. Mainland's the important part here. Because under Chinese mainland law, if the CCP requests you to give them information and you have to comply, what will that mean for information about American citizens? Which is a good question. Like that's a valid that's a valid question. His response is, well, we're not mainland China, we're Singapore. So it's like you just invalidate and then he's like, well, you didn't answer my question. He's like, yes, he did. That's like asking if.
Wait, hold on. Go back. You said we're not on mainland China. We're Singapore. What?
Singapore falls under different laws for stuff like that than the rest of China.
But what is Singapore? What do you mean? What does Singapore have to do with anything?
That's where TikTok is located. They're not located. Like that's where the company was founded. Was Singapore.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was from China. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's Singapore, so they don't fall under Chinese law like that, which means the whole they're allies with China. Obviously, you kind of have to, but they're
right next.
They don't have any like the CCP doesn't dictate what they can give out now.
Yeah.
On top of that, he has a whole nother office in the U.S. It's in L.A. or somewhere in California. That he said.
San Diego, LA, probably, yeah.
Yeah, something right there. It's Silicon Valley, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So, also, no one talked about, it was annoying because there were so many questions you could have asked. But it was just this how we feel about China thing. It almost feels like...
xenophobic.
I don't even know what that means.
Like, just you hate other races, or yeah, it's like it's, I guess, like racism, pretty much in a sense. I think that's what. I mean, make sure I'm getting my facts.
Yeah,
right.
make sure you get your phobias right.
having or showing a dislike or prejudice against people from other countries. So, sorry, not race, but countries, cultures. We'll say that instead of race.
like a culturist.
Well, it's like it's like saying, "Oh, I hate Asian people." That's
Yeah.
xenophobic. I mean, they are. They hate.
Well, it's not like the U.S. didn't do that already. I can think of some internment camps that happened.
Yeah.
That a certain president who served 3 terms didn't try and sweep under the rug there, while trying to go for a 4th term. But we're just gonna sweep that one right under the rug.
We're gonna sweep another rug for good. It is underneath the rug, in between the floorboards, or underneath the floorboards.
It'll come out when you do spring cleaning every now and then.
High school history class, where they talk about it. Yeah.
No, I almost got into an argument with one of our friends because they assume which side of politics I sit on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
where we're from, people pretty much assume, yeah.
Yeah, well, even where I'm from, you either have far right or far left.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have NPCs who don't care.
Yeah, everyone in San Antonio seems, I don't know, everyone either just doesn't care or in the middle, or either just don't care to push their views on people, because everyone else seems pretty chill. I mean, I know the college,
college is
a lot
different.
of people from college, but yeah, college is another world of stuff.
That doesn't count as San Antonio. That counts as college.
Yeah.
No, but the I don't know if you really know this, but I hate government in general.
They have kind of got that.
They have a place, but it's not telling the citizen what to do. They just need to say, "Hey, this is where." You got to draw the line.
We need someone to provide services. That's what we want and need.
Yeah, I was talking to Jordan about the whole. So with because I have psoriasis.
Yeah.
So I used to take a shot until my insurance just decided they didn't want to keep doing it. So then,
you got the
no, I can't. I can't use a topical because it's like putting duct tape and calling it a weld.
Oh yeah, I mean I have eczema, or I do. It comes up.
Yeah, well, eczema's so. Yeah, I learned the difference between eczema and psoriasis because they look the same.
Yeah, they're similar.
Eczema.
Psoriasis is sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, eczema you treat with topicals like creams and shampoos and stuff like that. Psoriasis you can, but it's an autoimmune disorder, so you're just gonna become, and it comes back worse every time, and I just don't want to deal with that. So they have 2 options. When I first started getting these, there was only 1 option, but since then a second option.
I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, so I take
some sort of
a shot of some long ass name I can't call, but it's called Taltz. And then they now have a pill that you can take which has the same effect, and it's half the price of Taltz. The price of 1 Taltz syringe
6,
for 7,000.
Oh, it was close. Damn.
Right?
Just for some itchy skin.
Yeah, but if
skin fix.
But if I have insurance, right? It's $25.
Yeah.
It's I know that insurance company that I pay $50-$60 a month to isn't paying no $8,000 a month.
Oh no, they get them the freaking warehouse price. They get bulk pricing, and they just pay.
So have you looked into how pharmaceutical companies price out medicine?
A little bit. I know a little bit of it, but I know it's very expensive, very overpriced.
It's overpriced, but not expensive, if that makes sense. So, say you're a pharmaceutical company, right? It costs you $4 to make this drug, right?
Yeah.
That people need. Well, you can say, hey, all these insurance companies, we'll sell it to you for $8, right? We'll not make that much money. But for everyone else, you're going to pay $35.
Mm-hmm.
And that's essentially what they do, is they cut the deal to the insurance people.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh, we'll just get a fuck ton of money from people who want to pay out of pocket.
That's pretty much
And
what. Yeah, that's kind of what to do with like the hospital bills and stuff. If you've ever looked at one, dude, they're
oh
like
yeah,
everything's so
well that's
expensive. And then
why
yeah, they do that,
you
and then you
can.
get the insurance, and then they work with the insurance company, and they're like, okay, and they give
They
you the
don't work
deal.
with the insurance
Well,
company.
they
They just
don't,
put
but
in the
like,
insurance rates.
yeah, they just they don't work with them, but like you know what I mean.
Well, what's funny
They
to
talk to the
me
insurance company, and they're like, okay,
is those hospital bills, you can negotiate that. That's not a
yeah,
set bill.
that's
So
basically like a MSRP kind of thing.
yeah,
You can work your way
it's
down.
it's
Yeah,
it's it's like a map.
where to
That's a
start?
minimized advertised pricing, but we can sell you something lower than that. Um, but yeah, I remember looking at that and I was like, man, this is some crap. And so like you can. That's why if you go into a hospital and say you have like, I don't know, you break a leg and you have X-rays, right?
Yeah,
It's like $800-900 or some shit like that.
easy. That's probably more than
You
that.
can walk in and you can be like, I'm only paying you $300 for this.
Mhm.
And they're probably going to be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Because it costs them more money to not deal with you. Or it costs them more money to deal with you complaining than it does for them to just be like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
And apparently like I got like this past week I got into a bunch of like conspiracies about
Okay.
so
Big pharma.
well that's that's a box of worms, not a can of worms.
I mean, it's not really much of a conspiracy nowadays. It's
Well,
more
no,
of like,
people
yeah,
know it,
everyone
but
kind of knows and accept it. It
have
is
you
what it
looked into
is.
how that started though?
No, I'm guessing around World War II or early then.
Before that, but do you know who will a large person in making this big pharma thing happened?
Was it a president?
Nope.
No president? Benjamin Franklin?
No, it was Rockefeller.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So you see where this is going as far as a monopoly and big pharma.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you so I'm trying to remember this. He he found that pretty much before he took over. What he ended up doing was he spent a bunch of money and pumped it into medical schools, right?
Hmm.
And said, "I want you all to start using more chemicals because before then, apparently they used to use a lot of like natural remedies.
Hmm.
Think like
Aloe vera and shit.
like green tea for digestive issues, right?
Hmm.
If you had in some cases any autoimmune issues that you have, you can treat that by eating a lot more fish in your diet. So they would eat more fish in their diet, and then it could help, right? Like stuff like that, like a natural way. No, not using chemicals or anything. So he comes in and he's like, "Hey, what if I got everyone to just use chemicals that I sell?"
Make.
Yeah. So whenever he found oil, because apparently a lot of medicines use some sort of oil or like
Petroleum
something
product.
from petroleum, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So he was like, can I can sell a fuck ton of this shit and make a stupid amount of money. So
Yeah,
then he
no one
did
else is
that,
selling
and then
it.
what ended up happening was because when you use things in the ground that aren't meant to be processed by humans, you get cancer. Like
Yeah.
that's a byproduct.
Hmm.
So then he's
I
like,
mean,
I'm a found the like. There's other ways to get cancer, but
yeah, there's some like
like
carcinogens in
if you
food.
drink oil, well, and that's even like going beyond this. But if you drink oil, you could probably get cancer. Like I feel like your body's just like oil, crude oil,
Hey, nothing a
not
little
my
Dawn dish soap can't
yeah.
touch though. You gotta drink
But
it after to cancel it out.
so like after this change happened, cancer was like the next biggest thing. In the 20s, 30s, and 40s, that was when cancer was like a huge deal.
Okay, hold on. Before you keep going, do you think there's a cure for cancer?
Oh yeah,
Like, I feel like there's. I think okay.
the,
The thing is, there's lots of different cancers. You know, when I was in school for biology and stuff, like we talked about cancer. I mean, there's lots of different cancers, and I mean, it is hard to treat because it's basically just you got to kill your own cells because they're reproducing in your body. It just whenever your cell reproduces and makes another cell, it goes through all the cell cycles
Yeah.
that we learned about in school.
The
And
mitochondria.
kind of, yeah, G1, S1, G2, and then the G0, which then, if it's an old enough cell, it goes back into, it just stays there and then it dies.
See,
That's what
you
happens when
learned
you get
about
old.
that. I just learned about cell make new cell. That was high school.
Yeah, I mean, I know cancer is really hard to treat, but I'm sure they have cures for certain cancers. There has to be.
Well, have you seen the video of what happens when you inject CBD onto a cancer cell?
No,
I don't know
haven't
what
seen
cancer
that.
cell. All right, it kills the it just consumes the cancer cell. It's kind of amazing. I remember watching it was like one of those videos of a petri dish, and they had like cancer cell, and then they injected THC, and then not THC, CBD.
CBD.
There's also there's this mushroom that helps with like psoriasis and issues like that I'm going to try.
Oh, you gotta try some shrooms.
Yeah, but not psychedelics again. That was bad. But it also can get rid of cancer. I want to say it's liver cancer or not pancreatitis, but like
Probably liver cancer, yeah.
So if you have liver
that would
cancer and you
make
take
sense.
this mushroom, it has a very high amount of like it's very plausible that it will at least get better, right? And then there's some other mushrooms like there's this mushroom called the lion's mane mushroom, which it can help with Alzheimer's. Which
Alzheimer's?
yeah, with Alzheimer's, because what it does is it promotes cell regrowth and like resetting your cells to when you was like younger. Because like your body continuously makes cells, it gets tired of that. Yeah, that's why you age.
Yeah, the cells eventually just stop making new ones.
This shroom, but the problem with this one is that if you take too much of it, you'll end up having like your brain will be set to like an infant stage. So you'll have to like there's people who have to learn how to talk again because they took too much of this mushroom. But in small dosages, when it's administered right, it can help you.
Get a microdose.
Yeah,
that's the trick.
And so like I'm looking through all this because I'm like there ain't no way that we have been on this planet for this long, right? Without like pharma. What was it? The vaccines have only been around for like 300-400 years.
I mean, the first vaccine was a polio vaccine. That was 18. Maybe
18.
That was early,
exactly.
1890s, 1880s. I think is what it was.
Like 200-300 years ago. Like there were still slaves when that was a thing. Well, I mean, I say that. Okay, that was after the Civil War. That's how recent this is.
Sorry, I was way off. Sorry. The first polio vaccine arrives on April 13th, 1955.
Okay,
I think so. 60 years of vaccines.
Polio was the first vaccine.
I think so. Pretty sure.
I thought it was the flu shot. When was that a thing?
Spanish flu? There wasn't a vaccine for Spanish flu.
Not Spanish flu, but like you go get your flu shot every year. Or the idea of immunization and the process of vaccines. I thought that was like...
Pretty sure it was. Oh, smallpox. That's what it was. Smallpox. There we go.
Okay, when was that?
1796.
Okay, see,
that's what I was thinking of. That's right.
Not all right, polio,
but yeah.
Vaccines have only been around as long as America's been a country, essentially. Like America was 1777. You add like 23 years, and you're at 1790s.
Yeah.
So you gotta tell me that we went through these tens of thousands of years of evolution without any help from medicine, and we just survived this long? That a virus hasn't wiped us out? Like, there's got to be natural remedies that existed for things, for issues.
Okay, but also one of the things I could think of is why that wouldn't happen would be like so. I guess back then there wasn't as many people all together at once, so an infection or virus couldn't spread as easily. I mean, now someone hops onto an
Well,
airplane, boom, virus is across the world. And
yeah, but
it's kind of like a similar thing of like when the Europeans came to America and gave all the uh, Native Americans,
yeah,
smallpox and all that.
but that has to do with like immune systems and
But
the
yeah,
difference between countries. But also, that was an issue like when plane travel became commercialized. That's just how it makes it easier for disease to spread, but doesn't keep diseases from appearing in
yeah. Like I
general.
mean, the first world outbreak, or I think the first like world outbreak was the Spanish flu during World War One. They're getting sick, they'd come home,
So you wouldn't.
boom,
I mean, I
they'd
would kind of consider the plague to be kind of
yeah,
a
but it
big
wasn't.
deal. I know it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
worldwide, but it was.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah,
That's a lot of people.
yeah. What 2/3 or like a half or a third of the population gone? Yeah,
Yes,
they didn't have a
something
vaccine for
crazy
that.
like that. Yeah, but that's just kind of like how it was.
Yeah, you
You
just
know.
you sit in your house, cough some blood
I mean, they made a
into your
bunch of
rag and
like
hope you don't
there.
die.
There's like there's a bunch of there's a bunch of games around it. There's a bunch of books and movies about it. So it was good for something. But I also like I'm not the most biblical person, but it does say, and I forget this quote, and I always forget it, and I need to like memorize it. But there's somewhere in the Bible, it says that there is a cure for diseases naturally on the planet. Like there's, and when you think about how big, like you can say like the world's small and this and that, but the world's fucking massive when you
Well,
think
compared
about
to
it.
us, yes, the world's
Yeah.
massive, but
And
compared to the universe, the world is small.
well, and even compared to like if you take the size of your steak, like a big steak, like a
Yeah.
tomahawk, right? Say that was like this one area where there's this plant that can cure cancer, right? That is the definition of trying to find a needle in a massive ass haystack. And there was what was it? Neptune was, or was it Uranus? One of those two was discovered in 1790, and Antarctica was discovered in like 1860 or something like that. Like Antarctica's on the same planet we live on. Neptune or Uranus or whatever it was is so many million miles away.
Yep.
So I mean, I think there's got to be a cure for cancers out there, but I feel like it's not going to be one drug, and I feel like it would exist already. But how much money do you think the Cancer Association makes right now?
Oh, I know they make a lot of money.
They make a bunch of
They have a
money.
lot of money. They make a lot of money treating it, and they wouldn't make
Yeah,
as much
yeah,
curing it.
yeah. It's one of those,
I'm
and it's like,
sure for a lot of
and
cancers,
a lot of people
that's the
don't want to
thing.
hear this, but the cancer company doesn't care about your grandma.
No,
Like
they care about the green that they get.
they care about that 20-year-old who got breast cancer, and they're going to put her on a pill for the rest of her life because they're going to make a metric ton of money off of that 20-year-old on a pill versus the 85-year-old who just got diagnosed yesterday. You know, it's just like stuff like that makes it frustrates me because it completely bridges past the point of humanity and that and just chasing
Yeah,
profits.
but I mean, what is the point of humanity?
Yeah, you should have asked me that when I was on shrooms, and I would have told you.
Yeah, you don't know now. You don't have an answer.
No, I've tried twice now. I told you I figured out. I didn't mean to do that.
Figured out the meaning of life.
Twice, and I haven't found it. Well, I told you I figured out what state I went into, like mental state.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't know how that happened because I mean, I could be stressed, but it's one of those where I don't like. No, I don't even know if I'm stressed because I just don't deal with it like that. You know, like
Yeah, you
like
don't
my
know it, so
girlfriend
it
sits
sneaks up on
there
you.
and she talks about her stress and she like you can visibly tell when she's stressed.
I
Right.
just play video games
I don't
or
even do
drink.
that. I just sit there and I don't do anything differently than I would normally.
Oh yeah, no, I usually
Yeah,
don't
like
either.
I just I come into work the same way. I leave work the same way. I come home the same way. I
Hmm.
eat the same way. I don't even my eating isn't affected by stress. It's one of those where, and then the only time that I feel that stress is like situations like that, and then it puts me into a state of psychosis,
Hmm.
which makes me mad because I remember when we was in high school and I could smoke a shit ton of pot and nothing would happen. I was just stoned.
Hmm. I don't know.
Or
I would
I
say the
used to
only
eat like
thing.
3 edibles at once,
No,
and nothing would happen. I just go to sleep and sleep amazing.
I would say when I get stressed, the only thing that I notice is like I get sweatier than usual. Like I'd say I'm pretty sweaty in general. Like
You're a sweaty boy.
even just sitting around. Like if I play games or something, I'll sweat.
You
Not
need
like
that
a
mouse
crazy
that
amount.
has the
The fan
fan
on
on
it.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say when I get stressed, I guess my hands sweat a little bit more, and I just sweat a little bit more than I usually do. But like my hands don't usually sweat, but when I'm stressed, I do, or like anxious. But other than that, I don't. I mean, I don't notice anything. I'm sure
I have
my
this habit.
girlfriend or someone does.
Yeah. I have this habit where I think my way past stress.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm stressed about money, I'm not just gonna magically make money appear in front of me, so I just don't even think about it.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. At least from previous experience with like exes and other just people in life, it's just like I don't understand why people worry so much about things that are out of their control.
Yeah, I'm mostly like that, but there is one spot where I can't do that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to talk about that story, but that
Mm-hmm.
happened. The
Yeah.
one thing that I was so worried about controlling, and I didn't want to happen, and it was the one thing that did happen.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it was more frustrating than any financial situation I've been in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I've gone 2 weeks on $1 in my account,
Mm-hmm.
and that was pretty stressful, but and frustrating. But
Hey,
like
the
that
Mickey D is the
event,
third time this week.
like
Ramen
that,
time.
like that event was so much more stressful because it was one of those where for the first time something happened to me that just wasn't my fault.
Yep.
And that's why I was so frustrated with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up going past it, but I mean that's I've always been able to bounce back like that,
Mm-hmm.
which just means that in a few years I'll deal with it.
Yeah, it'll come back.
It'll
It'll
come
come
back.
back one night when you're thinking, laying in bed, and just all of a sudden hit you.
I mean it hits me every now and then.
Yeah, I bet.
It probably hits. Well, it might hit you still.
Oh yeah. Every now and then,
Really?
yeah, oh yeah. Not so much any like I would say a lot less now, but like over the past I guess year, it has. It comes and goes, kind of moments where like
Well,
things will make you think of it or something.
yeah. Well,
But
and especially like when I'm pretty sure it has come and gone more this past year than the year before that because
Mhm.
you know
Yeah, I don't know.
stuff has happened and
Let's change the topic for something the viewers can actually understand and know what's going on until we
yeah.
until we
Well, I feel
disclose
like we
that
were
later.
generic enough to where it's a multi
I don't know. If you're
deal.
listening in, we will probably go talk about it eventually, or at least I will.
Yeah,
I know I will. But anyways, let's
it
bring it
might
back.
take me a little bit
Let's
longer.
bring it back to the beginning. I guess we can go back to the CS:GO because I wanted to talk a little more about it. I'm
Do
excited.
do a wraparound.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that advertisement so much. The Wingstop ad of that dude. I'll do a little wraparound. Let me do a little. I hate
Well,
that so
little
much.
wraparound.
That is like the first ad,
That's a
one of the
dude.
only
That's
ads.
it. I thought that was Matthew McConaughey.
Huh?
Yeah,
Just
Matthew McConaughey's the dude that goes a wraparound. I don't know if it's from the Wingstop ad. I don't know what Wingstop
no, no,
ad
no,
you're
no.
talking about.
Okay, the sound I don't really care. It's just the advertisement for the.
Oh,
Have you seen it?
no.
Oh my
Maybe.
god, it comes up all the time for some reason for me, and
That's because you're
I
always
hate
at
it.
Wingstop.
No, last time I got Wingstop was like months ago, but
It was one of those days on DoorDash. You had to
I
go
don't
to the
know,
second
dude.
page.
It is like the only ad that I see that I'm like, I hate this. It's like, you haven't seen it? It's like the
I hate the
dude basically.
DoorDash ads
I don't see those,
where it's
but
like,
the ad's
oh yeah,
basically just where
you go.
the guy takes a bite of a sandwich. He's like, oh, let me do a little wraparound. And he like has the sandwich in his hand and like circles it around his head and then takes another bite. Oh, a little wraparound. That's basically the ad,
God.
and I hate that so much.
I hate the DoorDash ads where it's
Why?
like gas prices went up, but your paycheck stayed the same, and then they a bunch of
Oh.
cash, and it's like DoorDash, and then
You're-
so. But what's funny is it's not the same ad. It'll change. So it'll be like rent went up, but your paycheck stayed the same. DoorDash
I
or
remember the one where it's like, this is how I afforded AirPods in 1 week, starting with $0. I dashed with DoorDash, and
Yeah.
it's like basically like this guy, you could DoorDash enough to afford some AirPods, which I mean,
which when you think
that's-
about it, AirPods are what like $200 for the
Well,
pros. $249 is
I
the
don't
pro
know.
starting
Yeah,
price.
hey, you can get $300 if you work here.
I don't know if you hear this, but this is AirPod Pros that don't work after a year.
Really?
Yes, they broke.
Oh,
They
I've never
refuse to
had
charge or do
AirPods.
anything.
Beats. I like my Beats. I still
It's
have
the
the black
same
ones from high
company.
school. I use those. I know, but it's different for me. I
I
don't
mean, I
ride
have,
the bandwagon, bro.
I have my OnePlus, my OnePlus Pro buds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in charge of their naming, but those are, oh, I love OnePlus products because well, okay, I used to, back when they were like, we have the fastest charging, but we don't put wireless charging on our phones,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like those pods, I mean, so I could be on 0 and do like for me to drive, like if I were to pick you up to go to Lifetime
Mm-hmm.
and they were like 0, completely dead, right?
Yeah.
By the time, and I had it plugged in from when we left your old house to Lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Nice.
And that would give me 2 days of continuous use. I use, actually no, that's 3.5 to 4 days between charges for me. And I use them from the moment I go, like, clock into work until I leave work every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they get their use. And that battery life is nice.
Dude, yeah, the battery life of my Beats they're not as good now. The ones that I got in high school, they're not as good now.
Oh.
But dude, high school they would last me like a week and a half on one charge from the brick. And
Yeah.
the brick was huge, which kind of sucked. That was the only
Yeah.
thing I didn't like about it was the big ass brick.
Like, my...
But you just throw it in your
my,
backpack and put them on, and you're good.
So, my OnePlus buds, it's thinner than my AirPod Pro case, but it's a little bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope Apple is they're not listening at all. But they come in 2 different colors.
Oh shit!
They come in black.
Apple's never gonna make black AirPods, bro. I'm just letting you know.
Oh,
It's
that's
just not
why
gonna
when you
happen.
go on Wish, you can get black pods that are better.
I don't know about better, but
Have you seen the Wish videos of buying some like $40 pods and like they show up and it works the exact same as like AirPods?
I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those fake AirPods. I've seen like the
Yeah,
fake
and-
AirPod or the AirPod Maxes. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah,
There's a
I
big
saw the video.
scam. The
Yeah.
scam with like that one company that was like, "Oh, we got this."
Or
It was like right
did you
after
see the
AirPod
video
Max came out?
where when this dude bought a fake set and then they were like, "Hey, these sound better." and then he
No.
was confused. Yeah, he.
I know
The only difference
Dank
was
Pods, if you ever
the
watch him, he did one of those. You ever watch Dank Pods?
maybe.
You should, bro. You should watch his videos. I recommend it. Anyone listening, if you like audio or anything that's to do with headphones or music or anything like that, Dank Pods, amazing channel. But yeah, he does a lot of stuff. Like he reviewed the AirPod Maxes. It's weird calling them AirPods, honestly, because they're not
Yeah, they're
pods.
like the
If you think of their
AirPod
headphones.
Maxes.
AirPod Max Pro V4. That's what the
I
name
mean,
to be.
basically, they're the new Beats Studios, but not by Dre. They're by Apple.
Yeah,
That's what they look like to me. They look like Beats.
they
Which
look
when you
like
own
yeah,
the
they look
Beats
like
company,
Beats, but they look like they remind me of something. I don't know. I can't think of it.
I don't like them. But I'm not a headphone. The only reason why I have headphones for my PC is because I'm not a speaker guy.
Oh, I can never. I don't
I
think
just
I
can't
will
be a
ever
speaker guy
speaker
because
guy.
I've spent so much time. If I was any louder than I absolutely needed to be, I got like yelled at.
Yeah.
So I'm just not a speaker guy.
One thing, okay. I
remember us getting yelled at
Yeah.
for bumping Trap Nation at 2 a.m.
2 in the morning on my Razer Leviathan soundbar and
Yeah.
subwoofer. Yeah, that
Yeah.
thing's still kicking.
That thing actually bumped pretty good.
Dude, that wasn't bad for a little soundbar and subwoofer for the desk. But anyways, back to what I was. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember how much it was. It probably wasn't cheap.
It was said Razer on it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyways, back to I could never really have. I don't know. I don't think I could ever really have speakers. I might one day if I have enough money. Because the thing is, like, after wearing studio headphones, everything just sounds so good, dude. I'm telling you, studio headphones, the sound stage on them, everything is just so nice. And like, I mean, there's nice speakers and shit, but that's way too expensive. And I don't know. I've been spoiled with nice sounding headphones. And like even like riding with people and they're like driving with someone and like they have like my mom's old car, like riding around in her car with her sound, like the stereo system in her car.
Her new one or her old one?
Oh, her new one, her old one. Her new one, sounds amazing, but the old one sounded pretty bad. Like I hate it when there's just like no soundstage, it's just like straight mono audio almost coming out of the speakers.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I've been spoiled with nice audio sounding, stuff like that. It's just what I'm used to.
I don't even know what the nicest sounding audio device I have. Honestly, I want to say I think it's these earbuds, and it's because they don't. To me, the AirPods were too bassy, and actually,
Really, I'm surprised you think they're too bassy. It's weird. Usually people say there's not enough, but they're pretty flat. If you look at like the graph of AirPods, they're pretty flat compared to other stuff.
Yeah, but my what annoys me is, for as big of a company Apple is, how come I can't set an EQ for my AirPods?
Well, I think they're tuned perfectly to whatever they're set at. That's why
they're not tuned perfectly. I know that.
I don't know.
But
another
like
thing that
my OnePlus buds, like on the app, it's got EQ profiles, and I can set a custom one. But I have an EQ profile on
Spotify. I just use my EQ profile on Spotify, and in my truck or my EQ profile on my computer is great, perfect, got all I wanted. But another thing I didn't like about the AirPods, at least the old ones, was how they feel or fit. I didn't like how the silicone AirPod Pros. I'm sure they're nice. I don't know. I've never used them, but I didn't like after wearing like the old Apple earbuds for like 30 minutes, dude. They just started to hurt my ears.
No, you can wear the Pros all day.
I'm sure.
They just fit.
It's Apple. They make good shit. It's just expensive and all that. But I don't doubt they're comfortable.
Yeah, they're. Well, my issue is that I have like the default like ear hole piece it's always too small.
Oh yeah.
So
Or wait, sorry, no, mine's always too big. I always get the smaller ear tips.
I always got to go to the bigger one. But my problem is that a lot of companies, when they have the bigger one, it's too big. So now
Oh,
I'm at
it's
an
never
issue.
too big, bro. Come on, it's never too big.
So
Don't let
like,
anyone tell you different.
and so it's like one of those where like I'll be running, right, and then like AirPods was I had to buy another set of tips that were compatible with AirPod because the biggest one,
For AirPod Pros, do you get AirPod
yeah,
Pros?
yeah,
Oh,
that's what this is.
I never knew you had a pair of AirPod Pros.
Yeah, I got them for Christmas of 2020. I got them.
Nice.
I got them to match my iPhone 13 Pro Max. No, 13 Pro, 12 Pro. I had the 12 Pro, not the 13 Pro.
I got
Um,
a 12, I think.
yeah, that. Yeah. Um, but the so I had to buy another set of like little silicone pieces, and because I would use the piece that fit best, and then they would just fall out. So that's my
Get you some
only.
like memory foam ones, dude. Those are kind of nice.
Well, I don't like the heat,
Yeah. My
so
dad, okay, this was like early 2000s. My dad had a pair of like
oh boy,
old Bose earbuds. Okay. I think that's
I
what they
probably
were.
had the same. No, I had Sony earbuds from 2000.
But like these were like old but like really nice headphones. They had like the memory foam thing. It was like pretty much putting in like a hearing protection when you shoot. You gotta like squish it and roll it, then put it in your ear. Dude,
Oh yeah.
listening to that on an old iPod was insane when I was like 6. I was blown away. It was, yeah. That's also the thing. Like good audio equipment never goes bad. Like good sounding speakers and stuff. Like it's kind of hard to like. I don't, it's not hard, but like I don't know. It just stays. Like if you watch like Dank Pods and stuff, back to him. He has a lot of like old vintage headphones from like the '80s and stuff. And he's like, dude, these sound just as good as any Bose or Audio Technica or Yamaha headphones you can buy. I mean, but they were like $10,000 back in
Yeah.
1980. Yeah, but it's cool. I think it's pretty
You
cool.
could get a house for that.
Yeah, you could have. I mean, you have to have a whole room. Like you can't just plug that shit in. It has to have its own amp and own DAC and all that. Like
Well,
it's a specific thing it has to have to be able to run those
that's
headphones.
like
And it's like the core. It's like you have to sit in a room and listen. It's not like you can't just take it anywhere.
yeah. That's like my dad had a buddy who did TV audio. I don't know if you remember like the early 2000s when TV audio was a big deal.
Oh yeah, that's why
Because
my
surround
dad
sound
put.
had just come out.
Yeah, that's why my
And
parents built their house. They had surround sound put around the ceiling in the living room and
yeah.
stuff.
Well, so he had surround sound where like you had to get someone to like program it, right? And it was one of those things where like the system cost like almost 20,000
Yep.
because like my dad was a contractor and he knew a lot of people who were also contractors, right? And contractors make a lot of money, and then whenever they're not overseas, they just kind of want to watch TV. So he spent $20,000 on a sound setup for his living room. He had like flat screen TVs were a thing. He had a high definition TV. A whopping 720p.
I remember, what was it, plasma TVs?
I had a projector TV.
Yeah, we used to have, I think, a plasma TV in our living room for a few years, and then that shit broke.
Yeah, we had a projector TV and we replaced the bulb 3 times before it broke.
Yes, okay, yeah, yeah, upstairs too, in like the game room
I
where the
remember.
TV is
I
now.
think
We
I
used to have
remember
the
the old
old,
TV you had there.
maybe, I don't know, it was a big old Sony
Yeah.
TV. That thing was big. Not just the screen was, I guess, I don't know, probably like a 65 inch or, normal living room TV size for today, but the case and everything with it was huge.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I
I remember the
remember when
bulb
we
went out on
had.
that thing. We had to replace it. I was so scared too when I turned it on. I was turning on the TV and it like Just some kind of
Yeah.
gray-ish thing, and then flick it off. And I'm like, so I was panicked, dude. I was scared. I don't even think I told my parents about it. And then my dad found it one day. He was like, "What happened to the TV?" And I was like, "I don't know." Don't. I was terrified of getting a whooping or getting yelled at for something like that. I didn't even do it. I just turned it on. I was like, "What the
Yeah.
heck?" But yeah, I remember those
I
TVs.
used to hate. I never liked them because the input lag was atrocious.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like it was like
but did
40,
you really
50.
know what input lag was back then,
Well,
anyways?
so I've always had a home theater computer,
Mhm.
right? And we had like the wireless, keyboard and the little trackpad deal.
Yeah.
So whenever I would move my finger on the trackpad, it was a noticeable delay.
Yeah.
And I hated that. I hate noticeable delays.
Yeah.
And
I never
so
noticed it with my old PC and ball mouse. I used to have one of those things you roll the ball on your thumb to move it and click. Oh, dude.
yeah,
Anyway,
the
sorry. Back to your
but I
trackpad
noticed
issue.
that, so I didn't like it. I remember trying to play TF2 on it because that was I don't know if you remember the first computer that I built. It was that Xeon computer that I had.
I think so. Yeah.
That was when I put my 650 Ti in there,
Uh huh.
and then um that was I played like CS on that. I literally built that just to play CS. Coming back to CS, and that used to be our home theater computer, and it was the only computer we had that could play TF2 at more than 30 FPS. Because I had a limit. If I could play the game over 48 FPS, it looked smooth enough to look playable.
Mm-hmm.
And our home PC, which was powered by a great Core 2 Duo, this was before the i series came out, and I could barely play it. So I always used to play on the home theater computer when my dad wasn't home.
I know I keep going back to it, bro, but I'm so excited for CS:GO. The update. I mean, I know it's not going to
It's
change a
not
whole
CS.
lot.
It's not CS:GO. It's CS2.
Sorry. Sorry. My bad.
I mean, it changes a lot more than what people think.
Yeah,
There's
I
no more one ways exist.
finally.
Like a one way smoke does not exist anymore.
I'm happy about that.
Um,
I don't know. I'm just happy about it. I'm just glad there's a new update.
no
It's gonna change a lot.
skybox. That's
Really?
a big deal. Like that's a
Yeah.
bigger deal than people even realize.
Oh, dude, you can throw nades now. You can
You
throw
can throw
flashes
a
over
nade across
buildings.
the map.
You can throw flashes over buildings now. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, but that's not as like useful as
Smokes and
smokes.
stuff. Yeah. Do you see there's this tool now that shows you where your
Yeah,
smoke's gonna land? Dude, yeah, that's pretty cool. You can. I know there's gonna be dudes going sweaty or sweaty, like gonna be sweaty as fuck trying to get that or trying to find smoke spots.
yeah.
I
Then
don't know.
I'm gonna watch a top 10 video and just know all the good ones.
Pretty much.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Wait a week and get the top 10 recap of best smoke
Yep.
spots in CSGO 2, and then you'll be set to get to MG2 at least. I feel like what makes a big difference in a CSGO game is utilities, bro. Smokes,
Oh
flashes.
yeah.
Dude.
Yo, speaking of utility in CS, you trying to run a game after this?
Oh, of course. I'm down.
Oh yeah, I was gonna move my setup. I was like, nah, I'll wait.
Also, if anyone, the listeners out there, if you don't use the revolver on CSGO, you're a bitch. Revolvers only, gang. That's the way to go. You gotta style on the opponents while you win. And nothing is more triggering than getting shit on by a dude with a revolver.
Oh no, I think getting shit on by an M249 pretty bad.
Okay, yeah, that you got me there.
Yep.
M249, maybe Negev is similar to, even though Negev,
Well,
I don't know.
it
Negev's
used to be
pretty
the
easy
Negev
nowadays.
because like now, since the Negev doesn't have a good tap shot, I don't like it as much. Because it used to be
Yeah.
hilarious to tap shoot people with a Negev.
Yeah, now you just spray a freaking angle and then wait for him to run out or reload and do it again, dude. It's and the recoil is insane. I love it. It's funny.
Yeah. What recoil? It has recoil.
Yeah, that recoil.
It's like, do you remember the EM1 in Advanced
EM1.
Warfare?
The shotgun?
No, it was the laser gun.
Oh, the big ass, like the big clunky laser looking gun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it was like, zoom, and then just kill someone in one shot.
Wait, can you do that again for me? That noise you just made. Can you do that again?
The zoom, like that one. I forgot how I did it.
I don't know that one.
Don't worry, I'll cut it for you so you can put it on your Go XLR. But I just remember, like, you would walk around a corner and then you would see a laser across the map, right? And then you would just get destroyed by this guy.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, dude, I don't know what happened. My audio cut out when I was trying to mess with my Go XLR stuff. Anyways, I was saying, yeah, you can use your jetpack and get out of the map and play a different game.
But yeah, I remember like you would just try and peek, like, because that was when I was sniping in COD. The only COD I really sniped in a lot was Advanced Warfare, because I got the doctor and like my first drop.
Oh yeah, I would say yeah. I was a big sniper on Advanced Warfare, and then what was after that? World War II, right? Right.
It was Advanced Warfare.
Infinite Warfare, right?
I don't.
I never played Infinite Warfare. I never played that.
I never did either. I never bothered.
Dude, yeah.
Let's do COD list.
Oh yeah, one of the other topics I want to talk about is kind of related to CS:GO, but I think the future of gaming is just service-based games. I know they've been around for like ever, but they're becoming more and more prevalent now. I feel like.
Yeah, it was like, Black Ops 3, then Infinite Warfare, then World War II, Black Ops 4, and then MW 2019.
Yeah, I played World War II. I never played Infinite Warfare, and I didn't play World War II that much though. We played it a bit. Me and you, I think me and you did.
Yeah. Well, wait, no, I played it on Xbox. I don't know if you had it on Xbox.
I think I did, or I think so, because I don't have it on PC. I don't think.
No, because that was before.
That was before Battle.net.
The only Call of Duty I have on PC, well, the only one I have through Steam, is Black Ops 3, and that's because it was, you know how everyone used to play the World War II zombies? Well, then when Black Ops 3 came out, it had a bunch of like community support built in. So that's what I would play, because it was, you could still get all your custom maps and everything, but
bro, I want to play some custom
better.
zombies, bro. I don't think I've ever played a custom zombies map before. I want to play some like Black Ops 3 custom zombies. That sounds fun.
Well, I have it downloaded, so you just gotta download the game.
Wait, Black Ops? I don't have Black Ops 3 on PC. I have Black Ops 4.
It's Black Ops 3 is only on Steam.
Is it?
You have it.
I do not, but I will purchase it right now so we can play some zombies.
You're gonna pay? It's probably still $60.
It's $14. Wait, Zombies Deluxe or Zombies Chronicles is $20. I can just buy the zombies, I think.
It's probably cheaper through G2A or something.
True. I'll look after this.
Here, yeah, we will look after the podcast.
After we're done with this, we're in an hour. So, anything else you really want to talk about? Actually, okay. How long do you think it's going to be until Call of Duty just becomes a service-based game? I feel like I give it like 2 years until they just finally start just releasing Call of Duty and just update it. You know, I feel
Never.
like it would do. Yeah, I know, because I mean they get the sales
Look,
from all the chumps.
every year they make a ton of money on dudes that want to play just multiplayer,
Yeah.
right? And then they turn around and they put all that money into Warzone.
Yep.
Like, I am so
Warzone
mad.
and
Like,
skins.
MW2 is a great game.
Me and Walker were
I
playing
love
earlier
playing it.
today. We played some
Yeah, you
ranked
told me.
actually. Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
were
didn't
playing
know
some
Ranked was
ranked
in there.
mode. Yeah, it's pretty
But
cool.
it's a great
4v4.
game.
4v4 search.
Like I love the game. It runs good now. It's it's smooth. It looks good.
Campaign
Um,
was amazing.
Campaign was amazing, short but amazing. But everything new about there hasn't been a patch to multiplayer, like multiplayer, not Warzone and multiplayer only, in like a few months. There hasn't been a new map that came out since the game was released,
Yeah, dude, they just
and
skipped the
it's
Warzone
like
seasons, man. Skins. They wouldn't spend all their
yeah,
money to get skins for Warzone players.
it's just one of those things where, and I remember Black Ops 2, like
The skin pack that you could buy. I bought one of the bacon skin pack. I bought that.
I had the weed one.
I don't think I had the bacon, or I think I had some other one. I don't know.
I also had in Ghosts, I had the weed one, and I had the Snoop Dogg voice.
I had the Snoop Dogg voice. Yes, dude, that was so cool.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
yo, the
wish they would
round's
do
starting,
stuff
bro.
like
What are
that.
you doing? Yeah,
Like
that was
I
cool.
paid $2 or $3 for just to be able to put the same PNG file on every one of my guns,
Yep.
and it looked terrible. But it was I wanted the leaf. I wanted the fucking pot leaf on my gun, and I wanted Snoop Dogg to tell me that I just got shit on by someone's dog.
Dude, I wish. Okay, I guess that's the one thing that I,
Grinds my gears.
the one thing that I wish would change, or the reason I want like a service-based Call of Duty is because all the skins from 2019, Modern Warfare 2019, are just gone.
Eh.
I, yeah, I spent a bit
I've
of
always
money
been
on.
more of a fan. I've always been more of a fan of the Black Ops skins because they were more vibrant, less like
Oh, I
realistic,
like
if you will.
I like the I like realistic. Like all my skins and all of my guns are literally just coyote brown or coyote tan for all of them in Modern Warfare 2. That's it. Everything.
Yeah, I love how like the Black Ops skins they're like just bright and like they used to have animations and stuff like that, and it was cool.
Okay,
But
you know what I miss about Call of Duty? One of the biggest things I wish they would bring back. I guess they kind of have, but with the currency, like in Black Ops 1, you remember? You
oh,
ever
like
played
how
it a lot?
you had to buy.
Yeah, you play,
Yeah,
you get like the in-game currency whenever you play a game. You can even like do like the wager matches and stuff.
yeah,
And you use that to buy attachments and skins. I thought that was really cool. I enjoyed that.
yeah.
I
It was
wasn't a
definitely
huge fan of
fun.
Black Ops 1 though. I mean, I was. I played it a lot, but like
Well, Black Ops
it's
One
not
was
even in my
like
it's not even in my top 3. A lot of people say it's like the best COD, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Black Ops 1 was so good." But I don't know. It was alright. It was good, but just it's not my top 3 for sure.
Black Ops One was like the gateway for me. That was the first one I really played.
First one I really played was World at War.
Yeah. Well, you was a
I,
game before me then,
yeah.
or two.
I mean, I played COD 4, but like
No,
eh,
yeah, you was one game before me. I think.
yeah.
No, two because MW2 came out and then Black Ops.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I remember I started
Um,
off with COD 4. Then World at War came out. I played that, and that's when I really actually like played COD and played zombies and stuff. And then World at War, and
yeah.
then what? And then Modern Warfare 2, I think. And then Black
World at
Ops
War
1,
was
the fifth. World at War is number 5 in the series.
World
I
at
know
War
that.
was
And then,
Treyarch, and then MW2 would have been Activate or Infinity Ward, and then it would have been Black Ops 1, and then MW3, then Black Ops 2.
Sledgehammer did NW3 though, right?
Well, Sledgehammer is just Infinity Ward, just people who left Infinity Ward to join Sledgehammer.
But like, yeah, they made that was
I thought
Modern Warfare 3, right?
Advanced Warfare was their first one.
Really? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Should have been their last, or I hope it's their last.
No, well they made Oh,
I'm sure they helped collaborate on.
Oh yeah, they did
on
do
the
it.
project.
Oh well, they co-developed with Infinity Ward for MW3,
Okay, there we go.
and then they did Advanced Warfare, and then they did World War II, and then they helped with 2019 MW.
They did.
And then they
World War II, really?
Yeah. Okay, and now they help. Yeah, so they helped with Vanguard, Black Ops Cold War, MW 2019.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about Vanguard, honestly.
Everyone did.
I never bought it.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, it's been a little over an hour. Like it's been a pretty good time talking. I feel like we were pretty energetic today.
Yeah, a lot to talk about.
Yeah, honestly. Well, thank you all for listening. I really appreciate it, or we really appreciate it. I mean, I do. I don't know how much Connor does, but I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Especially you, guy from Belgium. Still see he's still kicking. Still watching.
Get your friends to watch as well. it would be funny if we had more people in Belgium than in the States.
Oh, that'd be actually really funny. Yeah, having more European viewers than American viewers or listeners, not viewers. All right. Well, thank you everyone, and we'll see you guys again.